Hello, my friends. Welcome to Lean and Clean with Fitness Chef Christine. I'm Christine, your host, and today I am joined by Chef Shakti, and I'm just so excited because she's got a world of knowledge, and she's going to share her story with us. So take it away.
Hi, and thank you, Christine. It's wonderful to be here on your platform.
Have you?
A little bit about me. Oh, I could tell you a lot about me, but I'll tell
Tell
you a little bit about. I'm a vegetarian, and these days we have vegans and we have carnivores and we have all these
everything in
different
between.
array of things that you can be. But when I started as a vegetarian, it was as a dare, believe it or
And
not.
how long ago was that?
I was a junior in high school.
Oh, wow. So it's been a while, huh?
It's been like 3 years, right?
Oh, just a little while. What am I talking about?
I'm 66. So
Exactly.
it's been over 40 years now. And two friends and I, who can stop eating meat for a month? We just dared each other. And back then I was eating a lot of spaghetti and meatballs. I was eating a lot of McDonald's, typical teenage diet.
Right?
And I read the book Diet for a Small Planet. And it just opened me up to a whole nother world, especially the world how the meat industry fattening up the cattle. The
Mhm.
grain that they gave the cattle could feed a country was one of the things that it said in there was like, what? And nowadays, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What did your parents think of this at the time when you told them, hey, I'm going to do this?
I was one of those odd kids in the family who was always doing something different.
So they knew. They're like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, mom knew, and mom pretty much gave me the leeway to do what I wanted to do. And the beautiful thing of that is that most of my family, from me becoming a vegetarian, staying a vegetarian all these years, have chosen to eat a healthier diet.
That is a
Yeah.
bonus for sure. And what about the friends that dared you? You
One
ever
of them
find,
passed away.
oh,
Michael passed away, yeah, young as well. And Jean, we she left school and we lost contact with each other. I was the only one who completed the month.
all
And
right, good
then
job, good job. And it
through
changed life.
through Facebook, we found each other 25 years later.
Crazy is that? That's the one good part about social media, I would say.
And then about 10 years later, I was doing a program in Atlanta, and she lives in Atlanta, and we met. And I said, by the way, Jean, you know that dare we took about not eating meat? She said, yeah. I said, I never went back. She says, well, you won.
I guess so. But it changed your life. Look at all the things you've done because of that.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so tell us from there where it went. Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt.
So that, no, keep interrupting. This is your show, girl. So from there, I also started yoga.
I
So it
love
was
yoga.
the combination of a yogic diet, because yoga's comes from Hinduism, but
Hmm.
most yogis are vegetarian. So just one went hand in hand with the other. And from there, I was in college. So this is a few years later. I had been reading yoga books and doing yoga on my own, but I'd never been to a class. One of my professors says, I have this brochure I want to show you about this organization in Canada that teaches yoga. It might interest you. And I said, oh, cool, let me see it. I wrote them, and we were on a trimester system. And one of our trimesters is to do a work study. So I arranged with this Shivananda Yoga organization in Valmorin, Canada, to do their work study. So I was excited to go live and find out what yoga is all about. And coming from academia, there was no program. It was just me there, and let's just fit you into the program here. And I wasn't happy about that. So I said, let's move my credits and the money that I paid over to your teacher's training course, which is a month-long course
I love
learning
it.
yoga. I became a teacher. I didn't expect to become a teacher. It changed my life as well.
Sometimes I think that's all divine intervention. You think it's going one way and nope, the other way.
I'd probably still be in school in some way, a professor or something. And
You're
I
like me. I
became,
love to learn.
yeah.
Always learning, always learning.
From there, I did the month. I happened to be with an older Swami, and she, at the month's end, during the month, I had helped her with different ceremonies and cooking and different things. And at the end of the month, and I'm supposed to go back to school, she says, I want you to go to Vienna, Austria with me and help me run the yoga center there. Oh, wow, sure.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm saying in the background, I got 22 more credits to graduate to get my bachelor's degree.
Sounds
So,
like a lifetime thing.
yeah, I waited out and decided to take a leave of absence from school, which I've never gone back to. And I went to
Clearly
Vienna.
don't need it.
And this is when I began learning vegetarian cooking from her because we were running the yoga center and we were feeding them afterwards. And she knew all of this. She was in her 70s and she was partially blind and she just needed help. And it
Love
was
that.
nice. Yeah.
What
I
a great
even,
mentor.
she was a great mentor. Yeah.
I,
Swami
I think
Ramananda.
I think that's one of the things we're missing today as a good mentorship program in a lot of areas. I think that's it's so important. And some of the older people have so much to teach us.
Yes.
No. And that's our job now because we're the older ones. How'd that happen?
And we're doing it though. We're
Yes,
teaching
no,
it.
we
You're
are.
here and
I
your
know.
grandchildren.
I just hate
You
to think of myself as older. That's all.
know, I told you it was a few years ago. I was a junior in
Okay.
high school, right?
Right.
So, but
All right. So you went to Austria and then you came back, obviously.
yes, but this is when the teaching of vegetarianism started with her. And when I
Uh-huh.
came back, I joined the organization and I just started traveling with them for a few years. And each time I traveled with them, I was in the kitchen. And I was either a kitchen manager or a bread maker or something in the kitchen. And this is the beginnings of me becoming a chef and a
Feeds my soul.
vegetarian chef. Yeah,
I know.
one
There's
day.
something so amazing about food. I was a chef. I'm retired now, but I still teach baking and to children and to adults, a lot of homeschooling children. Oh, it just feeds the soul. I just love it.
Yes, because if you look in our society, so many restaurants there, so many people go out to eat and just the enjoyment of eating. So my platform right now is to teach people to have a better relationship with food.
Well,
And I want people to fall in love and have a love affair with food because we just eat. A lot of times we just eat or we just munch or we snack or we pull something, we don't think about it, and then it's gone and we reach for something else.
I have a little 4-year-old grandson who's, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. And he'll eat something. He'd be like, Grandma, I'm hungry. I'm like, no, you're not. You just ate something. And amazingly, he's hungry for cookies. I don't know how that happens. But but I know that you took all of your knowledge and you wrote a book. Am I correct?
Yes, I have.
All right.
I
What is the name?
the name of this is my third book. And
Wow, awesome.
yeah, I wrote a book for my son when he was graduating high school.
Oh, that's really special.
And then I put myself on a glorified book tour and went around the country giving out books and didn't do much with it, but it was a nice vacation.
That's so fun. I love that. That's like the
And
dream.
yeah, it was a dream because I cities I hadn't been to, like Chicago, and spent a few days there, went to universities and just talked to people and not anything formal, but just talking to students and saying, this is my book, or I'm on the train. I took the Amtrak across the country. It was like, this is my book. So that was the first one, God Hype. The second book that I did with Melanie, who's a mutual friend of ours, Melanie Warner of Defining Moments Publishing. And that one is The Sacred Art of Off Mat Yoga.
Okay.
That was inspired by the pandemic. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I just said, okay, let's do something here. And
It
also
definitely
the
changed everybody.
it did. And the third book, also inspired by the pandemic, I was shut in as we were, and I started posting my recipes on my kitchen wall. And I decided something's going to happen with these recipes. You're going to put them in a book eventually. And last year I did. And the title of the book is Off the Wall,
I love it.
Plant Powered Kitchen Magic.
I love it. I saw it on Amazon. I cheated.
And
You know what I always tell my kids is I'm gonna haunt you even after I'm gone because I'm on YouTube and I'm all over the place and my recipes are I have a book too. I'm like, you're just not gonna really get rid of me. I'm just gonna be with you forever. Just so that's my legacy. Just stick around. But the same will happen for you because you're giving the gifts that you know of out to the world. And I love, love, love that.
yes, I've been doing that behind the scenes. I've been this
Yeah.
yoga teacher for over
Yeah.
40 years now, and many students. tens of thousands of students, believe it or not. But back in the day, we didn't keep up. The social media wasn't there.
I know.
But the heart energy and the light that I've shared across the world, it's there. Like you said, a legacy has been created and ripples have been
Oh,
created.
you think about the number of people's lives you've changed and touched. It's amazing. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, and
Tell
it blows me away too.
tell me one story of a student. Do you remember one person, like anybody that stands out in your mind?
Sure. Terry, let's talk about Terry. Her and her husband were my yoga students here in
Mhm.
Fort Myers, Florida. And from that, I started teaching her to be a teacher. And then she became a teacher with another organization, I think Yoga Alliance. And then she decided to build a studio in her basement so that she could do her yoga classes
Oh,
there.
that's
And
cool.
yeah, and she's still doing it. And she's teaching around the county right now.
And you changed your life.
And yoga changed her life.
Without you, there probably wouldn't have been yoga. I'll tell you, when you said Fort Myers,
Mhm.
I go to Naples, Florida every year
Oh,
to visit my
wonderful.
stepmom. So sometime maybe we'll get to cook together.
When are you coming down next?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I have to schedule that, but usually I wait till it's moderate weather here and warm weather there, and then I make it happen.
It's been, like you said, in North Carolina, it's been cold. It's been cold here in Florida, and we just do the best that we can. Yeah.
I'm impressed that you have sleeveless on. I'm here all bundled up. I'm a big baby.
The sun's out today. It wasn't
I'm,
last week.
the sun is out, but it's still chilly here, and so I'm a hibernator. I have to wait till it's really warm out. But
Mhm.
I'll tell you, I can't wait to take a look at your cookbook and check out your other books too. Do you have a website?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
And
call.
it's called Chef Shakti Joy.com.
Okay, that's a nice, easy one.
It's easy. And if you just Google Chef Shakti Joy, you'll find me because there's only me.
I'll find you. Don't you worry. I'm like an
Okay.
investigator.
Mhm.
Hunt you down. I found your book on Amazon. There's that.
All right.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm
And what's your favorite thing to cook? What's your favorite dish?
ooh, favorite dish. What's in
Mhm.
the house?
Well, yeah, you're right. Isn't that nice? And do you use AI at all to do meal planning?
Not at all.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
I'm a spontaneous cook.
Well, I
I
like that too.
hmm
But I have found that playing with AI, so saying, this is what I have in my pantry, this is what
okay.
I have in my
Ooh.
refrigerator. Give me 5 ideas of what I could make with it. And
I
I give it the parameters. I wanted to have 30 grams of protein. I wanted to, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I'm like a little kid. It's like a video game to see what it pops up with. I'm like, oh, and I don't ever stick to the recipe or I stick with it, but it gives me ideas. I'm like, oh, look at that.
I love that. I'm gonna try that tonight.
You're going to be addicted. It's terrible. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting so much time. But
Oh,
but the cooking nerd in me is, yay, look at that. So
yes. I've used AI for many other things, helping with writing the book and
yeah, yeah.
tremendous things, but to plan a meal,
So you can say, I need 7 meals. I have someone who's lactose intolerant. I have all vegetarians, but one person is a pescatarian. Give it as many crazy things as you can.
yes.
I'll just spit out the menu. This is so fun.
I'm gonna send you what I get tonight.
I want to see it. I do because I'm telling you, the food nerd in me is like rejoicing.
So a favorite meal. I
Mhm.
really don't have any favorites, but I like sauteing onions and garlic, and that
That
almost
smell.
everything that's a vegetable, I like to put those in there. There's other healthy properties in there, first
So
of all.
you want to
Hmm.
hear something tragic? All through culinary school, all through my, young motherhood, I cooked with garlic, no problem. I hit perimenopause and
Hmm.
I could no longer eat garlic at all. It made me
And,
violently ill. I
and
don't,
still,
yeah. I can do
interesting.
salads and I can do onions, but garlic makes me very ill. You
That's
still use it as a poultice on the skin or if you have some, but man, I just, and almost instantaneously, it's boom.
even if you touch it,
No, I can touch it. I just can't ingest it.
okay, and organic as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've tried everything. I miss it. I'm like, come on.
Wow,
I
I've
tried
never
it
heard
baked.
that
I
before.
tried it. I tried it roasted. I was like, I can beat this. I can do it.
Hmm.
No, doesn't like me. And the
Hmm.
doctor said that's very common as you age. Like things will just.
Not just garlic, but
I
just
said, I said,
food.
what is it? Did I just eat too much of it or something? Like my body's like, that's enough. That's enough. I don't know. But
Oh,
after about 10 times of being sick, I gave up. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
this is not meant to be anymore.
And as is that also just raw garlic, the
So
powder?
so what I do now is I put it in the saute and then I put it in whole cloves so I can take it back out. So I get
Okay,
the flavor, but I can't ingest the actual garlic itself because I'm not willing to do without any of the flavor. And I love the smell. I make it happen, but it's really a bummer.
it is. I would miss that.
Oh yeah.
I'm past menopause. I'm
I'm
post
postmenopause.
menopause.
I am
So yeah.
postmenopause, but it didn't seem
Mhm.
to matter. Ever since perimenopause from now then on, it was like, nope.
That's a good one. I'm going to research that one because I've never heard anything
Well, that
like
if you find
before.
out because
Okay.
it's really sad. I'm like, I like garlic.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you have students, do you like to have students that are young or students that are older?
Oh, I just love students. And really, I love children.
Me too.
To teach them when they're young and to give them some good foundation in eating and breathing and just living and being happy. This is where we start. Yeah.
I love that too because I think that really makes a difference. It teaches them A, where food comes from and have a good healthy respect for food, but also it helps their palate. So they know that junk food tastes like junk and real
Yeah.
food tastes great. Starts when you're young. You gotta let them know.
Yes. Like my
I had
nieces and nephew, they love grapes. It's give me more. I tell their mom, keep grapes always in the house as snacks. Very easy. You
grapes,
know?
regular grapes. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember my cousin when we were young, he came to visit and he lived in Brooklyn, New York. And somehow we got in the conversation of milk, and he never knew that milk came from cows.
Oh, no.
You have got to be kidding me. Really? And from
Mhm.
that point on, he couldn't drink milk anymore because like, ugh, gross. But it was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny conversation. Not
Yes.
knowing where your food comes is a common thing when you're little.
It is. It is a common thing for
No.
adults as well. I've seen those broadcasts where they say you bite a hamburger, but would you bite a cow?
Right.
It's oh, let's bring it into perspective here.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it is funny though. It makes me laugh.
Hmm.
And if you had one message for people in terms of nutrition or in terms of cooking, what would you like everybody to know?
Yeah, that's a good one, Chris. I would like everyone to know that it's essential to slow down and think about your food and relate to your food. I'm not expecting it to talk to you, but I'm expecting your body to talk to you about this type of food, like with you and your garlic. And this relationship back and forth. A relationship is back and forth. Can we have it with food? Can we get to eating that gorgeous meal and just want to lick the bowl because it's just that good?
Yeah, I got you.
So slowing down is the first thing.
And that is
And
hard. We live in such a hectic world.
yes.
And that I do yin yoga every week, and I
Mhm.
have to force myself. Like I'm a goer, go
Yes.
and I teach high energy exercise. So to slow down and breathe and let my body relax, like the first 5 minutes, my instructor's, whoa, girl, like calm yourself, calm yourself. I'm trying. But by the end of the hour, I'm like a different person. I
It does work.
oh, my breath work is slower. I'm all stretched out. I'm like, okay, okay, we're good. And then about a half an hour after that, I'm back to my spazzy self. But at least for that hour, I got it going on and calm down.
It is important for us to slow down, teach children to slow down,
Yeah.
let the world slow down. It's lovely that we have this technology, but don't let it take over. It's lovely that the AI can build us a recipe and a meal and meal plans and all of that. But let's get back into the heart of who we are as human beings on this planet. You
Yes.
know, Chris? Yeah.
That's one of the missions. And this is part of why I started the podcast because I really want people to get back to eating with their families, get back in the kitchen and cook their own meals. It's lovely to go out for a
Mhm.
dinner and have that experience and everything. But there's something magical that happens at the dinner table.
Mhm.
When I
Yes.
was growing up, 6 o'clock at night, you were expected to be at that table. And if you were not at that table, oh, that was not good.
Yes.
My mom, God bless her, she was not really a great cook, but she could grill out like nobody's business and she could roast. So we
Mhm.
either had grill out or roast. But I remember the family dinner was the important part. We all shared what our day was like. We all gave thanks for the food. It was really wonderful. And I carried that tradition on with my kids in a little more hectic manner, but we did it.
Mhm.
And now with my grandson. he still requests Chick-fil-A every day, but he will at least sit down and eat. And then I have an 8-week-old granddaughter who is not quite there yet, but she still wants her bottle. But regardless, but they're learning and they learn from us and how we treat food and how we approach the dinner table.
Yes. And
And I don't want to be that frantic woman. I want to have a nice meal and relax and hear about everybody's day.
yes, and I'm there with you with family style. Yeah. I'm single and my family is me. But when I'm with my family, it's wonderful to sit down and have the conversation. Gratitude. You spoke of gratitude.
Yes, we're
And
so fortunate to even have a meal to we're blessed to eat. I
yeah.
think sometimes people take it for granted, but there's so many people in the world that don't have that blessing. And I
Mhm.
never want to forget that. No.
Yes.
And I try to shop at the farmers market, so I have good relationship with the local people. I know what's in season. All of that is really important. And it's not just, it is important to fuel our bodies, but it's also about the relationship with the farmers and the people that are growing your food and
Yes.
getting to know people, whether it's just vegetables or the people that make the cheese or the people that make the pots that you cook in or whatever. It's a great relationship.
I totally agree with you. And also that relationship that we have when we choose the food,
Mhm.
like we're looking at it and is there something, is that energy, the yogis call it prana or chi or ki in the Oriental, is it pulling you in? Can you just stop and can you get the most gorgeous one for you so you can have the most gorgeous things going in your body and creating more gorgeousness in yourself or handsomeness if you're a dude, of course.
Now, you are very lucky though, because I will say one of the very best farmers markets I went to was in Florida. Holy cow,
Mhm.
I could have spent the entire day there. I came home with more food than I needed, but we invited everybody over and we had a really great meal because there's so many beautiful selections.
Yes.
You know, ours is more seasonal because we have a little bit colder temperature, but we have a rockin' one too. But
Mhm.
I enjoyed the one in Florida a whole lot.
Yes, we have some that are all year round, and then we
Mhm.
have one in our local park, Lakes Park, on Wednesdays, and they've extended it till October. So
Lucky,
it's just
lucky.
beautiful. Yeah. No, October to June, excuse me, October to June. It used to be to April because it gets really hot from April
Right,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow. I think that's you're very fortunate.
Yes,
I'm
I am.
jealous. I'm
Hmm.
jealous. But we're gonna
But
keep
you'll
in
come
touch.
down.
I was gonna say
We'll
we're
go to
gonna
Lakes
keep in
Park.
touch. We're gonna do it.
Yes.
We're gonna do it. All right, my friend. Listen, I really appreciate you being here with me, and I loved our conversation. And hopefully you'll come back and update us on how things are going. Anything that you have coming up, be sure to let me know because I'll blast it out to everybody and let
I
everybody
do
know.
have something coming up too. I have a belly fat reduction program
Oh,
called Belly. So look out for Belly and when
and
it's
where
ready.
is it? How do we people find it?
It's not up yet. I'm just telling you right now,
I
Belly.
got you, girl.
Hmm. All
All right,
right. And when
fabulous.
we're ready, we will come up and we'll tell you about that.
I'll have you back on. You can tell everybody about it.
Excellent. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, it's
Thank
been
you
my
so
pleasure.
much.
It's been
Hmm.
wonderful. So, all
And
right,
I,
keep in touch and you let me know any links you want me to pop in the show notes for our friends listening. And
okay.
as always, my friends, if you have enjoyed this podcast, please make sure that you subscribe and you can put any questions in there and Chef and I will talk to you back and forth. So you just let us know. And my prayers go up for all of you to have a safe and wonderful day. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us.
Here's a big hug.